G'day ice cream lovers, my name's Steve Christensen. The best thing about my job is being an ice cream consultant and self-appointed headmaster of Scoop School, as I get to travel around the world and help people open up ice cream businesses. And this week we're heading off to Santiago, Chile, first trip ever to South America. Very, very excited. Going to drop down there and see the sights, taste some ice cream, and we're going to bring it all to you on this episode of the Scoop School podcast. A hop, skip and a jump from St. Louis to Miami, and a quick 8-hour flight lands us in Santiago, Chile, a beautiful South American city, the capital of Chile, and it is surrounded by the Andes Mountains. It's quite a beautiful airport to fly into when you see the mountains that surround this beautiful big capital city of Chile. Now, amazingly, out of all of the nationalities that you can pick one to pay a reciprocity charge, it's Australia. There's Australian flags all over the airport saying, hey, before any Australians come in here, you've got to pay $117. Outrageous. Who made this arrangement? The first stop on our ice cream itinerary is here at the Casa Costanera Mall. This is a high-end mall in one of the more upscale parts of Santiago, and really it rivals any shopping experience that you would get in the United States or Europe, and it's here that we stop in on the Moritz Ice Gelato location. This is one of a number of locations in and around Santiago, and the design is very sleek and clean, classic European gelato style. Now, a style of display that's becoming more and more popular throughout Europe and in some locations in the United States are these closed gelato cases with the closed lids. Here you don't actually get to see the gelato on display, but it is labelled appropriately. Now, this enclosed case with the lids provides much less airflow over the product and is said to keep the gelato fresher for longer. Now, nothing too outlandish here when it comes to traditional gelato flavouring. Here I've gone for our salted caramel, and you'll find that most representations of your classic Italian gelato, the tiramisus, the chocolate hazelnuts, and the pistachios are well presented. I'll tell you right now that the simplicity of design is really the strength here. Not a lot of clutter. Again, nice clean lines, easily wipeable and cleanable surfaces mean that the place is always looking fresh and new as if it opened just yesterday. Now, one of the challenges for ice cream makers, not only in Chile, but in a lot of countries around the world, is that the dairy infrastructure here isn't really that strong. All of the milk and cream and other dairy products used to make ice cream are all shelf stable. So you go to the store or the grocery market and you actually buy cartons off the shelf of this shelf stable non-refrigerated product. These dairy products are over-pasteurized in order to be a shelf-stable or aseptic product. Now the challenge is it has a very UHT cooked or caramelized flavor. So utilizing different flavor profiles with this kind of product is in essence to try and mask or to lift flavors away from that cooked or caramelized flavor. In any case, let's jump onto our next location. So downtown Santiago is a hub for restaurants. Right next to a very famous Italian restaurant called Tiramisu is this little health food shop called The Greens, and it's here that we find the culture of the paletta. This is a fruit juice or a fruit-based popsicle concept that is extremely popular. You've got a balance here of your creamed products, your chocolates, your pistachios, your mangoes, and also yogurt and juice-based popsicles. All of these items are utilizing local and regional fruits, vegetables, and juices. Now, the beauty here is that the rotation is so quick that a lot of these products are made fresh daily. Remember, we're here in the southern hemisphere on the same latitude as Brisbane, Australia. So our winter means their scorching hot summer. So after a refreshing passion fruit popsicle, it's time to check out the sights of the city. Now, we've gone to one of the higher mountains here in order to get some drone shots. I'll tell you right now that it's a beautiful summer day. Not always the case in Santiago, particularly during the wintertime, where these Andes mountain range traps the fog and the pollution. Visibility is quite low in the wintertime. Now, speaking of low visibility, we did have a few drone malfunctions up in the high winds in the upper echelons of Santiago, so we thought we'd take a more controlled approach and take the cable car system up to one of the highest mountain peaks in and around Santiago. The view up here is amazing, as well it should be. This is the San Cristobal Hill. It rises 850 meters over the city and is the second highest peak in the city of Santiago. Now, it's just a short walk to the top of the hill here where you'll see some pretty amazing sights. It's still early in the new year, and the hand-carved nativity scene here is absolutely fantastic. The majority of the population here is Roman Catholic, and so this is a great place for people to come and really take in the culture and the spirituality of that religion. But even this attraction pales into insignificance when you look at this 22-meter tall statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary. This area here is dedicated to the Immaculate Conception. Now, the statue itself is 14 meters high. It stands on a pedestal of about 8 meters, which houses a small area of worship where Pope John Paul II last worshipped here when he visited Chile in the 1980s. And you've got to admit that the view from up top here is absolutely incredible. Now, a few facts about this statue. It was commissioned and built in the early 1900s, and it weighs about 36,000 kilograms, and it really is one of the biggest and most popular attractions throughout the area. It's well worth your time to come up, look at the sights of the city, and take in a little bit of spirituality at the same time. So it's here that we give a fond farewell to the people, the sights, the sounds, the ice cream, and the city of Santiago. It's been a real pleasure being here, looking at different cultures, the way that different ice creams are processed, and experiencing a little bit of South American culture has been absolutely fabulous. Well, there you have it, ice cream lovers. That's our whirlwind tour of Santiago, Chile. Again, first time in South America, first time in Chile. It's a truly cosmopolitan place. I don't really know what I was expecting, but In any case, great ice cream, great sights, great people, great hospitality. So I certainly will be back. And that pretty well wraps it up for this episode. We'll have some links to some of the other businesses and so forth that we went to here, some of the attractions. I'm looking forward to getting back to America, where I can find a good shaver. And keep on scooping, folks. See you in the next video.